All right, guys, welcome back to the Wharfie pod. We're here. We're having a father-son episode. Tom Hoad, he's back, and Christian Hoad is here for the first time, and Ben Collis as co-host.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Tom, how you feeling?
Not so flash. Christian has to walk behind me in case I fall on my arse, which is frequently. I've lost balance. They found me in the garden the other night. I actually grabbed hold of a tree, and there's a reticulation, plastic piece of reticulation upstanding in the garden, and I fell on it and nearly stabbed myself to death.
Jeez.
And it bled all over the joint, and my daughters couldn't stop laughing. They wanted to go to Bunnings and get me a pair of garden gloves and lay me down beside the reticulation and say he died doing what he loved. I've never been in the garden in my life, and I hated it.
That'd be a way to go out. So obviously we had you on last time. We talked a lot in depth about your career. Since we got Christian on this time, we thought we'd talk a bit more about Christian, and then maybe a lot about your father and son chemistry as you've grown up and how that's gone. So when Christian...
Chemistry's not the word.
Chemistry's not the word.
That was also my best subject in 3 years of 12.
So when Christian started water polo, did you make sure he got into water polo early, or was it kind of his own choice, or did he just see you playing and he wanted to play as well?
They were all together, Timmy Nish and Peter Trezise, Laurie Trettle, and they were a good side.
At Aquinas and Melville?
At Melville first, I think.
Well, yeah. So,
Well, you tell me, I've forgotten.
so we had Timmy and I, obviously, because David and Dad were good mates. Timmy and I grew up just stuffing around the pool.
Yeah, were you guys the same year?
Timmy's a year above, and so was Pete and Laurie, and in my year, and Johnny, and in my year it was sort of Harry, Miller, me, and Glenn Nicholson in that year. So, but just growing up down the pool, just mucking around, even when we were sort of 6, 7, 8, just jumping in, stuffing around, being cheeky most of the time. But just any time we had a ball, we would throw it, and it was like the perfect storm. So that we had a group who started playing under 14s, and that was Laurie, Peter, Glenn, Harry, Johnny, Glenn, all of us. And then it so happened to be that most of us went to Aquinas in 2-year age group, and then Johnny and Glenn went to a CBC. But we also had, Pete Trezise lived 200 metres from me. We grew up in Dalkeith, so we sort of had to travel a bit to get to Bicton. But there was quite a few people who were from the water polo fraternity, like the Allens and everyone who, and even Laurie, who lived in that area, and we all went to Aquinas. So it's... Yeah, obviously been around. I think I have memories when Dad was still coaching the Australian team, so maybe when I was 7 or 8.
How old were you, Tom, when you had Christian?
40.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. All I know, it was a nightmare.
Actually, weren't you with the Australian team in Greece somewhere when I was born?
Yeah, I was on a boat going to training with the Greek team in Cyprus.
Oh, so you weren't at the birth?
Pardon,
You
I
weren't
wasn't
at the
there
birth?
at the birth.
So you didn't get to
I
see
would have sent
Christian's
him
beautiful
back
face?
otherwise.
When did you first see Christian then? How long did it take?
A couple of months later.
Oh, okay.
And he went overseas with me in a later trip, I can remember, with three or four. And when we got off in Rome, you know where the luggage comes out, and there he's stuck his nose in there. He's about 3 and a half. He's walking on the other side with all the luggage. He's gone on the thing and come on out.
So it was from day one, the cheekiness.
Day one was a pain in the arse. And I said to Carmel was with me, I said, you look after him. And he wanders over the pool. And then pooped his pants right in front of everyone. But these bathers dirtied all the...
Dad,
dirty all...
we're not talking about yesterday, are we?
So it wasn't exactly a pleasure looking after him. And they were all, the rest of them, Peter Trezise is reasonably sensible, but Timmy was as mad as a meat axe and still is.
So, Christian, are you the youngest Hoad out of?
No, I've got a younger sister.
Oh, okay.
So 3 older, one younger. So
You would've-
only boy.
You would have been pretty happy to have a boy then to carry on the Hoad legacy in the men's water polo.
I don't know whether there was any planning in it, but what I got is what I got, I think. After that, there was no more interest.
Me and Ben were looking at the Freo stats a couple of minutes ago, and I think Christian's 6th or 7th top Fremantle Mariner goal scorer.
I think
290 something goals in 230 games or something like that. So
I didn't know
couldn't have been that bad. Looks like it was pretty good.
So where did your kind of water polo career start other than down at Bicton? You obviously had some talent.
Oh, I mean, we always did swimming. I mean, look, my career is pretty quick to talk about because it wasn't much of a career. But from 14, we were playing under 16s. We went when we were a lot younger with Dad as the coach, and we were also playing C grade or B grade at 13, 14 with David Neesham and Jared, which was really good learning. And then I think Timmy and we started playing A grade at 14, actually, I think as well. So we had a really good older age group of players that were good as young kids to go and play with and go on tour, on National League tour.
Peter Petrov.
Petrov, Andy Taylor, Arrow. We had JP Lalonde. So we had some really amazing players that Trizza that we could play with. So that was exceptional. That's a really good model to do as well. I think both male and female is to play at that age with a bunch of experienced players. So you learn. It's good fun out of the pool as well. So after that, really, under 16s, we were really lucky. I think we beat New South Wales 22-2 when they had trialled the new rules, and we won that in the under 17 champs. And then National League. I mean, I think I actually retired I stopped playing at about 26.
Oh yeah,
National League.
Prime.
So
Prime years.
I think I did 230 games by the time I was 26. So and just.
Why'd you stop playing?
I just got a job. I think it was maybe 27. I got a job away for work, had a young family. So to me, it was like I just had to do that. And then I sort of 5-6 years later, sort of got back into it a little bit and played a bit of A grade as I have the last couple of years now and again.
Yeah, I think we were both in your team.
Yeah,
I remember that one season. You had a 1-on-1 game winner and tossed up a lob
on the goal line.
To
win the game.
And I think it came up short.
I do remember that game
picking as well.
I do remember that game. I think I was on 7 metres.
Yeah.
And I think the goalie fouled me.
Yeah.
Because I think we were versing like the A team and we were like youngins plus Christian, so it was pretty big. And then, well, happens.
Oh, you've got to miss one shot in your career.
Exactly.
Got to be a hero every game.
And so has Tom taught or coached you most of your life, or have you had other?
Oh, look, again, Dad probably coached from 14 to 21 or 22, maybe.
Yeah.
Along with that whole crew.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that we're all mates, all best mates, all godfathers. And
in the National League, you mean?
In under 16s at Melville, under 18s at Melville, and then National League. Yeah. And then we won, I don't know, we had 10 in a row finals. I can't remember how many we won. Out of that.
Won 3.
Yeah, but we should have won probably another 2, but we didn't. That's life. So.
Tom, do you remember the first time coaching Christian, and how long did it take you to realise that he's got it? He's got what it takes.
Well, I never thought he had it, but
still time, Dad. I've still got. I'm playing. I'm going to play A grade this year. I can do it.
He was quite ill-disciplined, as you could imagine.
Quite a crafty player, though.
Sneaky, and had a bit of flair for counter-attack. Timmy was the other extreme. Timmy could really do things, but then just as likely to tell the referee to get stuffed and get ordered out for the game, which was frequently, let me tell you. And when he was in Florence, when Timmy was in Florence, I rang up the coach who was, what's his name? He played for many years for Italy, Roberto, it doesn't matter anyway. And I said, how's Timmy going? He said, Tom, I can never tell. He's either going to win the game for me or tell the referee to get stuffed in the first moments and get thrown out for the game. He said, and I've not been able to figure out what he's going to do before the game. But he said he's had ability, there's no question. Yeah.
Did you feel like Christian and Tim bounced off each other pretty well then in that regard?
Well, yeah, neither of them were well disciplined. But Timmy still has to this day an amazing capacity for pushing himself in a short sprint, and he's done no training and will score a goal and then be exhausted and have to get out. It's quite uncanny. I don't know where he got that from. I've never seen that so much in any individual as in him.
But Tweedo, I think, like you said, bounce off. So, I mean, Timmy and I were, he's a left-hander, I'm a right-hander.
Yeah, I feel like you guys had the...
So we could, I knew what he was doing 10 seconds before he did.
Yeah.
So, but then we had, you could say that, I mean, same with Laurie, who was a goalie, Pete, Johnny, Harry, we all...
Yeah, all had that trust in each other.
Oh, we just, we sort of been since young kids. So and that's why we had, I think, great success, is that we gelled, we knew how each other was going to play.
Yeah. That's what I think Pav was talking about that in the last episode, because he was probably younger coming up and you guys were the older guys, and you're saying how he'd see you guys throwing, like, Christian be throwing backhand lob passes to Timmy and stuff like that.
Oh, a bit of Hollywood.
A bit of Hollywood. And then Christian, so do you have any early memories of your dad and any funny ones or just things that really stand out to you when you were growing up?
Oh, I've got a couple of funny stories. I still remember actually when I think I might have been 7 when Dad was coaching, and Ray Mayers, I remember on the side of the pool, I don't know where it was, picked me up and flicked me in the air, and I did about 5 somersaults and landed straight on my back. I have a memory from that.
Yeah.
Everyone laughing. Still scarred. I'm trying to think. Oh, the funny thing is that when Dad was coaching, obviously when you live with your coach and you're that age, we probably had about 5 walkouts each season, I reckon, where Dad would go, oh, fuck me, I'm out of here. And I would go, oh, screw you, I'm out of here. And so that would happen about 5 times a season. There's quite a few funny jokes from the boys about it. Like there was a tally who was going to have the most walkouts in the season.
Yeah.
And even coming home from training, so it was me, Pete, and Dad coming back from HBF or Challenge home, because Pete lives 100 metres from us. And I was in my Archie boxer shorts, and Pete was in the back, and someone in the car let a ripper fart go. I don't, to this day, I'm not going to say who it was. All it is, I got blamed for it, and Dad pinged me out of the car in Claremont in my Archie boxer shorts, and I had to leg it 2.5K home in my Archie boxer shorts.
What age was that?
I reckon I was 13.
Jeez. Tough love.
Yeah.
Because he farted in my car.
Disgrace.
On me? Well, sorry. Look, we're not blaming anyone.
Coach Straws.
Who else would it have been? Not Peter Trezise.
No, it definitely wasn't Peter.
He's a big boy. I don't know.
So when did your caps with the Australian team come about?
I think I can't remember obviously with the junior team, we sort of had we were very lucky again growing up that with Wace we had Dennis Slobodan Travonovic, who was a silver medalist from the former Yugoslavia, Bobo. We had Dennis Pocek, Kova, in that Wace era. But we also, from a national coach, my first national coach tour was actually Istvan Gegenyi, who won the gold medal with the women's in Sydney, from Hungary. And then Erkin Shagayev, who was my junior coach, and then senior coach, probably from 95... when was the world champ? 97.
98 in Cuba.
No, 97 was in Cuba and 99 was in Kuwait. But probably from 95, he was my junior coach. So we had a huge range, plus David Neesham, plus Dad. So we had a huge range of quality coaches, all different aspects. So we were really, really, really lucky. So going away with the under-16 team with Istvan, Australian under-17 team, then with Erkin to Cuba, which is, I think it's almost like 30. That was 97, so that's coming up to 30 years ago, which is scary. Which we got 4th, which with a young team, and then we got 2nd in Kuwait, which still hurts me to this day. We should have won gold, but we lost to Italy in the grand final.
Yeah.
So I think probably, and then my first national team might have been 17 or 18. I think in Europe with Don. I think it was maybe with Don Cameron. I think the first national team coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Tom the coach? Were you the coach when Christian made his Mariners debut?
No, David. I think David Neesham was.
Oh, okay.
So David was coaching, and we went away. Timmy and I went away, I think, when we were 14 or 15 with David as for their first National League trip.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And there's some classic stories about that. I still remember Timmy and I, we had 2 police officers in the team at that stage. I won't say who they are, but Timmy and I thought it'd be really funny in Adelaide. We used to play at a place called Scotty's Motel. If Timmy and I would go get balaclavas and cap guns. And we went to the reception and said, I forgot my room key. Can I get a spare one? And then at like 11 o'clock, we thought it'd be funny if we ran into their room.
There's
with
Robert Neesham, policeman.
Oh, big dog Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Yeah, that was, yeah.
I'm not going to name them.
Yeah, I'm not going to name them, but Dad's
Sergeant
like
Sergeant Rob Nation.
Sergeant Rob Nation and Constable Arancini. Who could they be, Dad? And we thought it'd be funny if we ran into their room with cap guns and balaclavas on. Bang, bang, bang. We thought it would be hilarious.
I think that would be pretty funny.
Well, we thought it was funny for about 10 seconds, and then it got not funny very quickly. And I think we got what deserved. I think we were crying. Oh, will you tell my daddy? And then I think the next night, I remember made things worse. We were walking home from dinner, and Timmy and I had just rained, and we thought it'd be funny if we ran and grabbed the tree. You know how you grab the tree?
The water come down.
Water. So Timmy and I grabbed that tree and obviously wet half the team. We thought that was hilarious and thought we were faster than them, but we ended up not being faster than them. And then there was another night of us crying, we're going to tell our dads on you.
Is this when you were 14 or 15?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see how they get mad.
Oh, yeah.
Boys, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was good fun, though.
Yeah. Well, so you played from like 14, 15 to 26. That makes sense how you had like 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in hindsight, I would love to have kept on playing, but, you make a decision to do that. And, and I've also enjoyed coaching. I've been coaching juniors and then obviously the Marlins for a little bit and still helping out Pete with the under-14 girls. So.
Did you take any coaching philosophies from Tom and put it into your coaching, or did you have a different style?
Oh, I think I had there's probably all aspects of, of Dad, David. There's probably, always take a little bit, but, I think when you don't get to coach a team, we were training 5-6 times a week, and I think from a coaching perspective, you get to understand better and you can spend more time doing things. Mm. So, but even with Marlins and Mariners, he's maybe only 3 times a week. At that level, we don't have time to spend a lot of time on strategic. It's a bit of fitness, a bit of gameplay, a bit of extra, really. So that's probably the difference. But yeah, I would have taken some counter attack and some extra man stuff and got some advice. I mean, we unfortunately, we got beaten by Sydney Uni in the third game 2 years ago, undefeated up until then, and it didn't work out, and we lost Jess Zimmerman and Zoe Arancini the week before the finals, and that's 2 of your starting 7, but that's life. And Sydney Uni won it, and they're the winners, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Was coaching something that you always thought you'd kind of get into, or? Yeah,
I mean, I enjoy. I mean, before then, I coaching my daughter with the juniors. That we had a cohort. I had them for 3 years, and we went and won the AYC under 14s, and a good bunch of girls. And then I coached some of them in the Marlins as well. So I enjoyed that, and it's good fun. It's time consuming. That's one thing I know about the Marlins is that when you got a family and a job, it's a lot of time to do that. So
yeah.
How did you find coaching those teams with that dynamic? Because I know at the moment, it's a very young crew with the Marlins and some very experienced older players. As a coach, did you find that difficult? Or
no, not at all. I think those older, if you look at them like that older cohort of Zoe, Glencore or Glenjamin Button, as I like to call her, Maddie Quinn, Chavez, Togo. So we had all those older senior girls, and then the junior girls. Not many in the middle. those like Brooke Piscini and Togo and Maddie, they're still pretty young actually. And all the young girls that I coached, I actually found it better because you had those senior girls who were coaching, helping coach those kids in the water. And the best way for girls to learn, if you look, Pete Tresice and I can sit on the side of the pool and coach under 14s. But if you had someone like Kelly or Stefania or Iona Harabalidis get in the pool with the girls or Zoe and actually show them physically what to do, which we can't, that they learn more in one session of that than they would with 8 of us coaching on the side.
Yeah.
So.
And Tom, I know there's a lot of fun in games, but was there a moment when you were coaching Christian or just through his childhood and early adulthood that stands out as a moment that you're really proud of him?
God, I can't recall the pride bit, unfortunately, but I can remember the annoyance bit.
Not after like a National League flag that you guys won, Christian maybe had a good game when you like...
Oh, we I don't know whether you're aware of this, but we went in as fourth position in the first National League team that I coached. We were fourth. Cronulla, who had, 60-70% of the National League team.
And Sydney Uni are the other 40%.
And Sydney Uni were the other. They were 1 and 2. And who did we knock off first? We knocked off...
No, we knocked Cronulla, then Sydney Uni in the final. Yeah,
Did we?
Yeah, 1 versus 4. So we beat Cronulla in the semi, and then beat Sydney Uni.
Cronulla, that's right. 1 played 4, and Cronulla had not been defeated.
Oh, okay. And you versed 1. No.
We versed 1 and dusted them up by 2 goals in counter-attack, an extra man. We played very, very good. And then Chris Wybrow, it's still on the...
Yeah, ABC, I may have scored 1 or 2 lobs.
It's still what?
It's about the team though, Dad.
Might have scored a couple.
Not about my
lobs.
individual effort.
Yeah. Oh, your individual effort. Can't recall it. You got a counter-attack in the end that won it for us.
Well, yeah, look, that's debatable. Everyone...
That's what happens when you carry the Hoad name.
That's it, yeah. Spin lob.
Step up and score those.
Oh, actually, a hard shot, but it looked like a lob.
Oh, there we go.
That was a lob shot.
Growing up, was there a lot of water polo talk in the household, or you kind of separated the pool from the home?
I think there was. I mean, more in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
I think it was just But luckily, we had like a lot of the time we had Pete in the car. Thank God, it all ended up being on for young and old.
All out.
Yeah, Pete was probably the one to break the silence or defuse the situation. Not saying anything, but he may have defused the situation once or twice and blame me. But anyway, that's fine. Yeah, but I think. But we had such a good group of mates that that was probably the most enjoyable part of it, and we got to go on some amazing tours with Dad. When I think about it, like I was 14, 15. We went to with Johnny Moore and Damien Kelly. We went to Singapore, then on to Europe for like 3 weeks at 15, which was and then Dad had to go away for a week, so we had Kells and Johnny Moore looking after us for a week in Italy, which was just awesome, but insane when I think about it. And but we still talk about funny stuff that happened on that tour now, and still joke about it now. And then we went,
when Johnny Neeson was kicking a football, an Aussie rules football, in the middle of the hotel lobby, and had it confiscated, and really got snaky. And when we were leaving, we had to go up by train or something. He wanted to go back and get his football. I said, forget about his football. He's coming with us.
Do you have any particular trips, Christian? Obviously, you've spoken about them that really stood out, or?
Oh, well, that one there. But we also went to Amalfi. So there was a big sort of cultural thing where Amalfi and Fremantle, or Rottnest had like a sister brother or sister relationship. So there was a big government. It was a big cultural festival. So we went to Amalfi with our Mariners team
in Italy.
Yeah. I think that if you've ever been on Amalfi, it's quite hard to get to. It's very rocky. So we ended up getting there. We ended up going into Naples for one training session with the Naples team, and that took like 3 hours to get there and 3 hours to get back. And then Dad was like, all right, we're canning that. And we played a game in the ocean against Naples, I think, in Amalfi.
Yes.
And it just happened to be like a swell day. So it was amazing just playing in the swell. But we had like an awesome time in Amalfi for a week, just, culturally.
Yeah.
And with all the boys, and that was amazing. And then they came. Then I think the next year we had the reciprocal event. We had a game at Rottnest, where it was Australia versus Italian team, but we didn't. We ended up having quite a few fill-in Italian players like Peter Petrofilini, Peter Trisazio, Harry Milano,
Tim Nishino.
yeah, that's it. So that was an amazing trip.
Yeah.
So we even went to South Korea with the Mariners.
Oh, damn.
So
Went to where?
South Korea.
Can't remember that.
I've just been to too many places.
Yeah.
Explored the entire earth at this point.
So what I remember, there was one funny story Dad told me again recently, which made me laugh because when we were growing up and we were playing like some of the international players, Hungary, Italy, we always had nicknames for some of the players.
Okay.
And whether they were bad or good, I won't go into the nicknames. But Dad was telling me a story about how when he was in Greece, in the 60s, I think, where they came up with a funny story. Was it Fatso? What was it? Cut Snake? Or come on, that's a good story.
That was the year you were born, in 80 for Moscow,
Okay.
right? And we were due to train. We'd had regular training with the Greeks, and we never lost to them, never. And the captain of the Greek team, Kyriakos Giannopoulos, is still a very good friend of mine, as are all of them. They came out to Perth quite frequently before the Sydney Olympics. The whole Greek team came here. I don't mean just water polo. I'm talking about other, apart from the gymnastics, who went to the eastern states. And so we had a very good rapport with them, and we were in a resort on the island of Cyprus. And when we had to, the Greek Airlines, Olympiakos then, had a breakdown, and they wouldn't travel, and we had to go on a boat. And that was the night you were born. And I remember we were in the bowels of the boat, because that's all the Greeks could find. The whole Greek team was there. They made me drink Retsina, which I hate to this day. Retsina is a Greek wine that has got resin in it, and it's hideous to drink. They made me drink, and I went to sleep on the dance floor with a bag because it was too hot down below. It was 40 degrees, and hearing the engines going boom, 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 boom. And all the Greeks in Cyprus, the Aris, one of the guys that we called a mad snake, because he was a lovely bloke out of the water, but in the water he wanted to fight you and kick and punch you. We call him a cut snake. As you know, when a snake is cut, it wiggles, and that's what we... And he came up and sat down and said, "Am I called the cut snake?" And we said, yes. Came over to our thing, and then he got all the nicknames that we'd use for them. One guy had a big fat stomach, and we called him Bag of Shit, right? And then there was Aronis. He was 6'10", and he used to do what to this day which we named GT, which was a Greek turd, because he could push it across to a little guy called Statakis in extra man attack. It was because he was so tall, 6'10", he was almost impossible to stop. And we used to call him GT, Greek turd. And so all these names. And then there was this guy, Spiros Kapralis, who's to this day head of the Greek Olympic Federation, president, and was governor of the Bank of New York, a very highly intelligent man and a lovely man. And he used to walk.
You don't have to show, Dad. We can use our imagination here. Waddle.
Waddle a bit, and
Penguin?
we used to say carrot ass. He had a carrot stuck up his ass. And next day, after this guy came back, they were calling each other, "Hey, carrot ass, give me the ball." And "You bag of shit, will you pass me the ball?" And for the next week, all they used were our nicknames when they were talking amongst themselves. "Throw me the ball, bag of shit." I remember that.
G2.
So it was very funny, and the joke was, in fact, I've just got a text from Aaron, the restaurateur, who's just in Piraeus, and he said 2 of the boys send their regards. GT, the Greek turd, and I don't know what the other guy's nickname was, but they just sent me greetings from Piraeus.
So that's pretty good. How you play against each other, you're competing, but you can have a joke, have a laugh, and then 40 years later,
now we couldn't get within a bull's roar of Greece.
Oh, you can get an aeroplane, Dad. Go there.
Yeah, And so what they don't understand, what they did, which we never did, they started in the clubs at 7 and 8 years of age, just like the Harablidis girls in the Greek club where they trained. They started at 7 and 8 and had good coaching and trained every day. And they had started that in about 2004, and they started succeeding in about 5 or 6, 7 years later in underage and everything. So they've shown the advantages that the Europeans have that we can't. And I just had an interview with people who are doing a review of the men's situation. And in Italy, Claudio has got the website, and I copied it. There are 140 odd under 14 teams in Italy playing not in state basis. So in Claudio said there were between 30 and 40 clubs in Rome alone with their own pool, with a coach who trained regularly 5 days a week, and that was their one sport. And they began in October 10th this year. They have 2 weeks off for Christmas, and then they finish their competition in Rome, and the Ligurians up in Liguria, which is up Recco and Comogli and all the teams in near Genoa, and they'd have theirs, and they finished that on May. So that means they started in October, went up till May, and then they crossed all the top clubs, then met, and they played another 2 or 3 months going into almost all the summer holidays and finished. So they are playing in a competition in which they're training for every day, 5 days a week, and they're going for 10 months of the year. And our mob, we've just had the under... what competition we just have in the East, under 17 and under 15, and they were played in 22 metres of water. We had it in Canberra, Australian water polo, which I've been very critical of, played in 22 metres. So instead of having they had 2 teams in a 25-metre pool. As just in a 50-metre
yeah.
pool. So
Aren't the new rules 22 metres anyway, though?
they're
don't think it's-
25
yeah.
metres. So we then reduced it another
Okay, got
two
it,
and a
yeah.
half.
I mean, that'd be good for me, but probably
good
not for
for
most
Craig,
people.
but-
Yeah.
So it's just insanity. And if anything, it's to the disadvantage of Australia because we were better, I believe, where shooting isn't so important because that's our weakness. We were better where we had to swim more. So if you said to me, is it better for Australia to play in a 30-metre pool or in a 25-metre pool? I'd say a 30-metre pool, right? Because you don't get as many shots. Now with 25-metre, it's probably a more spectacular game. There's certainly more shots at goal, but that's not to our advantage because we don't do enough with the young kids. And no one in Australia would train. In no club in Australia is training that much like a typical Italian. And they won the under-16 championships, European championships, by 8 goals.
Wow.
And in the under-16s, so that was under-14, in the under-16s there's another 160 teams playing in Italy, in all parts of, in Sicily, in Naples. And how can we possibly compete with that when we're farting around playing our stupid 22 metres?
Our A grade got postponed a week because we couldn't get 4 teams together for the comp.
Pardon?
We haven't been able to get 4 teams together for A grade yet, so our season's been delayed because we don't have enough teams. I think we're going to have 4 and they haven't figured it out yet.
How many is Melbourne having? 2 or 3?
We want to have 3, but apparently we can only have 2 because I think City Beach have 1 or something.
So who won't play?
I think it's
Triton.
2 Melville teams, a Triton team, and City Beach.
Which is a long way since when Christian played A grade. The standard, I think, is
It's pretty
a bit
boring
different.
when you verse the same team every week or every other week. But yeah,
because back in the day, what was the
And so who?
Oh, we had Triton, 2 UWA, 2 Melville, Dolphins. Yeah. I mean, you could make. I think one year
Is
we got loaned to
UW
Dolphins.
only putting in 1
yeah,
and we're putting in 2?
yeah. I think we want to put in 3, but they're not letting us because there can't be 3 Melbourne teams and only 1 City Beach team or something like that. Apparently,
But you said Triton are playing.
yeah. Triton have a team. So there should be 4 teams.
They need to do like an all-star, like a barbarian team almost,
Yeah.
where just a couple of players from
I think
UWA or
Yeah,
Triton,
yeah.
and like we got loaned to Dolphins for a year,
Yeah.
and played A grade for Dolphins just to help them out.
And there was like back in the day, there was like Bloods, Colts, Sharks. There was a couple of teams. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's what
So
it
is that definite decision?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. They keep changing it every
I
couple
think
of
it's a bit
days.
up in
but
the air at the moment, but
Pardon?
I think it's a bit up in the air. No one's really sure what's going on.
I don't even know if City Beach are going to be in it. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Yeah.
that's West Australian water polo, and the whole thing is a schmozzle.
I think
Tell us what you really think, Dad.
Pardon?
Tell us what you really think.
Total schmozzle.
And Tom, what did you? I was talking to Roo the other day. What did you think of his performance at the World Champs over in Singapore?
It was phenomenal performance. Phenomenal. I mean, to be fair, they didn't play a lot of hard teams, but nevertheless, he scored in one game 8 goals, of which I think 5 or 6 were extra man. Well, that was a good performance on its own.
Yeah.
And he got the highest goal scorer at an Olympic Games, regardless of the draw, where they finished. They were still
a
better than
world
us.
champs.
Yeah.
And good luck to him. Where he is now in Podgorica is, you wouldn't want to be there, I can tell you. But the other parts of Montenegro are fantastic. We got a guy who's coming over here to play or trying to play for us. I don't know how good he is. He's going to play in just to train in Montenegro at Kotor, which is a beautiful city, but it's a fair way from the others. So there's Kotor, Budva, Herceg-Novi, which is the one with its own pool in the sea, heated. It's beautiful. And then there's Podgorica, which has got an indoor pool and an outdoor pool, and is the capital, but it's up near the mountains and it's a fair way away. So that's where he is. And I don't know who his coach is, how good they are, so we'll find out. What does he think of the training so far?
Yeah, I think he said it's full on, obviously. But
Yes.
I think they put him up in a nice little apartment. He gets his lunches and dinners paid for.
Oh, that's
And
good.
so, yeah, I think he's really enjoying it.
Oh, good on him.
Read up.
Yeah.
What about you would have been coaching Pav when he was younger, right? Did you see his trajectory to pro recos?
Yes.
Likely.
We won the under 14, under 16, and under 18s undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
So and that one and under 18s was against UWA, and up to then in that particular under 18s, Pav didn't play so well until the last game, and our
Minute 42.
Time check. What were they crack of a water, mate? well, I've got a bit of juice on either side of that one. Yeah.
Craig's?
what was I supposed to say?
You couldn't beat around that one.
You can't beat around the bushes.
Oh well, pardon.
Pav showed up in the final.
Yes, he played a blinder. I put him on the posts and he scored about 3 or 4 goals from the posts with extra man. Yeah, his big reach,
too big.
left hand was hard. If you got a good passer to him, and I think Alex Gunnell was as good as there was.
Shout out.
Dr.
Dr.
Alex
Well,
Gunnell.
I was pretty bloody good. Just
You weren't in the team, were you?
No, I'm about 20 years older.
But you had to have a good feel, a good pass to the left hand, and he had such a high reach, he could just whack it in. It was pretty hard to stop.
Gunnell's making his comeback this year to the Mariners, he reckons. He's
Right.
been
He's
down in...
back this year.
So it'd be good to have another veteran in the water with us.
I think Pav
He's-
scored 5 goals in the first Italian game.
Did he?
For Pro
Yeah.
Reco, yeah.
Yeah.
For Reco.
Yeah, scored 5. I don't know who they were versing, but it was the first Italian league game. Scored 5 goals.
Where did you see that?
I saw it on his Instagram. I think it was on like a Facebook live stream and stuff like that. Yeah. But then they versed FTC in some cup or something. I think they lost by a goal.
By a goal.
Yeah, they lost 16-15.
Yeah, FTC are a good side.
Yeah. Man,
So you've got that sort of, not only inside Italy, there's perhaps not that many strong clubs outside of Recco. There's Brescia. But the advantage you've got in Europe, they play the Champions League.
Yeah.
And they're playing Ferencváros or Barceloneta or Olympiacos, where Fatovic is now.
So world-class players.
And they're just world-class teams. And every game is so hard and so full-on and so popular to watch that we've got no comparison with that.
Yeah.
What we play and our Mickey Mouse National League competition goes for 2.5 months.
I'm still hearing slight murmurs about some Asian Champions League. Obviously, it's not on that level, but it's
Well,
something
it
I've been
may
hearing.
well be, and we've got to do something. I think Robert Neeshan is doing a good job. I don't know what the latest is. I haven't kept up with it, to be frank, but I hope it will eventuate. We've got a sponsor for it, and I think it's the way to go. And it's so that's positive if it turns out. But I don't
It's
know.
not long, for national. When you really think about it, you
Yeah.
start January,
January.
Pardon?
and Foxy's coaching again.
Yeah,
Yes.
Foxy's back.
He'll be over here in early
I
Jan.
think so, Jan, yeah.
yeah. And I think Ray's coaching the women's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
think so.
so it's not far off, really.
We've got a lot of young kids coming from UWA. I'm not sure that's a good thing. I don't think it is, but they're coming.
Said after the
Pardon?
UWA president spat the dummy about Cobber's training camp.
Magura Gate.
Yeah, but there was a letter
Yeah.
that he
Yes.
sent out. Just looked like he got a bit rattled and didn't like Cobber making money off his kids or something.
Said that he was working for us, which is not true at all. The blokes who are coming over is that
He said that UWA have the only high performance program in all of Australia.
who said that?
That's what he said in the letter. It said UWA have the only high performance training program in Australia.
How can he say that?
I don't know. That's what it said.
What an idiot. We've got that left-hander who didn't play that well. He's a big boy. He came from
Dolphins, maybe?
Dolphins. What's his name?
Young kid, Callum.
Callum Pugh.
Yeah.
He's coming over. How good he'll be, how he'll fit in. He's a good shooter, but
He's not going to be better than Lachlan Benetti, though, is he? Hey, Benetti's been scoring some bangers.
Yeah.
He's got a good shot on him these days.
With the goals that are currently
Left hand
floating.
lightning. It's taking your name.
Benetti. Is he trying out again this year?
Yeah, he's been
running it
down
back.
there. I
He's
think
running
he's
it back.
doing a lot of swimming, getting fit. He might be doing the roto swim or something like that as well.
So, and we've got another kid, Dorotich from UWA, who's had a blue because they've objected to Kovalenko, the boys training with them. Others have, I just think it's foolish. That'd be like saying to me, you can train with Fatovic, but you can't train with the bloke from Ferencvaros because he might teach you something.
It's extra training, like.
Yeah. Get reps in.
Pardon?
And that's where waste, unfortunately, is sort of.
Yeah, it's a great tragedy.
When we were training every morning with waste, 16, 17 people, with all those coaches that I said before. So, and then at night with the club.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunately the.
Yeah. And back to your coaching, Christian. Did you have a game or a team that particularly stood out to you that you kind of reflect on and thought that was a pretty good moment?
There's probably two. I think the under 14 team that I won, I had Liz Scott as my assistant coach, and I had my own daughter Maddie, Bridget, Cranley, Ava Forrest, Jess Biller. I had and all those girls have gone on to play National League, Izzy B, Izzy T. So all these, and obviously Izzy and Scott as well in goals.
Yeah.
So we had a great bunch of young girls, and I had them for 3 years before we won that, and we won undefeated. And so that was really good to see the enjoyment out of that. And then a lot of them most of them are still playing in some form,
Yeah.
which is good. So and then I got to coach some of those girls later on for Marlins, and probably the only other one would have. It still pisses me off a little bit, but we should have won National League that year, and and that's not taking anything away from Sydney Uni. They won. They deserved to win. That's they got the name of the title, so they did it. But yeah, the circumstances and how we lost Jess Zimmerman was painful because she got concussed badly in the game. The game, so the last game of the season, and was out for like a month, unfortunately. And then Zoe, who went away and acted like an absolute demon against, I think China, got kneed in the ribs and kept on playing, and then she cracked both ribs. But you could say, what if this, what if that? We almost won without them, But again, you can only play.
Zoe
what's in
didn't
front of you.
play.
Zoe and Jess Zimmerman couldn't play.
Well.
But that's life, right? So you have to.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had all the girls, everyone stepped up. Steph and Joe and Glennie and everyone else. Lil played well, so everyone played well. But that's probably one is two ends of the spectrum. One was was great coaching the young girls and winning, and to see them enjoy it. And then it was painful knowing that you were the best team, but that doesn't often
Yeah.
happen.
That's pretty cool that you and, Pete Josias went from fighting and Tom's Carter coaching alongside you.
Couple
years later.
And I think
They're probably still arguing who did it.
well, we have, but that's enjoyment now that, we're all us guys are at the age we actually, that is part of the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with your mates and coaching or playing on, I just was in Europe just in July with my family and Timmy's family in Croatia at a beautiful place, doing like a little water polo camp where our kids were. And so that was another just awesome experience. So.
All your kids playing water polo or?
My eldest two, actually, they're all sort of playing. The eldest two don't really take it too seriously. They're just doing it for a bit of fun. But the youngest one is enjoying it. So,
can you see Tom Hoad's genes in the pool
well,
or your genes?
She's the only left-hander.
Oh, there you go.
So
left-hand lightning reborn.
that's it. So, but she, as long as they have, I think the important thing at this age is keep them involved, keep them having fun, and
yeah,
if you keep them long enough and they want to take it seriously, then there's a big drop-off in both men, but more in girls. Once you hit sort of 16, 17. So that's, I think of the 13 that I coached in that under-14 team, there's probably 5 that played National League, so which is quite a high sort of number. But then including my own sort of, she lost interest, and probably the other 6 or 7, some of them still play casually at C, D grade, but that drop-off is huge.
Yeah. And so did you say you were 40 or 50 when you...
He was 40.
40. So then Tom was still coaching the Oz team for a bit?
Yeah, until I was 8. So he finished coaching 88 Olympics. So probably, and that was my first memories of him. I remember him like coaching a game at HBF Stadium.
Oh, yeah. So you still remember that?
Yeah.
So what year did you start playing? I mean, what age? Sorry.
I think we were playing flipper ball at 11.
Okay.
I think we all did sort of swim training before that, which I thought was pretty important. So we're all fairly good swimmers.
Did anyone obviously most people that you were playing against would have known who your dad was. Was it because you were a Hoad? Was there any opposition players trying to,
Oh, not really. I mean, it does bring some fun. I think back in the day when A grade finals were big, like they were huge crowds, they were quite competitive, probably when we were 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And then we just blew them out of the water for the next 20 years, right? But I remember we were playing down a final against Triton, and it was half time, we were changing ends. And everyone, this was there was also the day where all the games were leading up to that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would finish the game. And so this was like at night. So a lot of people had been, big crowd, been on the booze, good atmosphere. And I remember walking down, and there was a lady, obviously, from Triton who didn't know was there enjoying the game. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about your coach. He's an idiot. Poor thing." And I just wrote back and said, "You try living with him." And you could just see her sort of like the realisation. I was looking at the game sheet. Oh, shit.
Well, is that because Tom was probably yelling at you?
Oh, yeah, he was probably going off his chops at me, and I probably would have been going off my chops at him. But that was quite funny. And there's been another really couple of weird moments like that where Harry Miller, I played in Germany for a year, and Harry came to visit me, and we were in some random pub in some random town, and we're just sitting there, and this person just started speaking English. "Where are you from?" "Australia, blah, 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 blah." He goes, "Oh, do you know my friend Tom Hoad?" And we were just like, "Well, what are the chances of that?" And then also happened in Hungary. We went to recovery at one of a natural spa, and that happened. He goes, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, do you know my friend Tom Hoad?" I was like, "Yeah."
What do you say
Yes,
to
I
that?
do.
That's my
Yes,
daddy.
yeah, that's it. Yes, I do know him.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, so that's quite funny actually. And then so there's always been people who just go, "Oh my God, your dad's a legend. He's classic." And what happened to you? But
did the Tom Hoad name put any pressure on you when you were playing water polo?
Well, I think you're more worried about the perception that you're only in the team because of that or blah blah blah. But that's. I always say your results. If you win, then no one can give you any shit. If you lose, then you leave yourself open to that. Yeah. So, but,
you would have played in the Tom Hoad Cup as well.
Yeah, that was good fun. I mean, we had some amazing players come and play for us, and even with our I've seen on your other podcast, you guys talk about your top 7 starting sevens, and
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But
Christian Hoad.
Christian Hoad one.
Tom Hoad.
Tom Hoad too. No, although I think I was going to think of another funny story. So when I was playing in Germany, so Dad went and played in Germany when he was 20. How old were you, Dad? 20 in
22.
22 in a town called Ham. And I went there when I was 18 or 17. I turned 18 over there to play in the same team.
Was that through Tom? Then?
Yeah, through Dad, but obviously I was not too bad at that stage, and so I went and played in the same town. And I actually just went back there to say hello, to see my friends who I haven't seen for a long time. So that was kind of good seeing Dad played there, and he had his friends, and they looked after me and that. But when I turned 18 in Germany, I thought it would be a smart idea to go to get a tattoo of a kangaroo on my ass. And when I came back to Australia, I didn't want to tell Mum and Dad because I thought Dad, a bit old school, might go troppo.
Yeah.
And all the boys knew. And so for the next...
You got a tattoo of a kangaroo in your ass.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah, I do. I'll show you
Because
that later.
Off camera.
his party trick was to go to the girls in Germany and say,
Hustle ein Känguru
have you ever
gesehen?"
seen a kangaroo? And then
You're about to.
Oh, now it's
So,
like a drowned quokka.
Do you reckon that worked for Christian, Tom?
I don't want to know.
Did he get his charm from you?
Pardon?
Where did Christian get his charm from? Was it from you?
I doubt it.
But so all the boys were for just trying to let Dad know who was coaching that I had a tattoo. Yeah. And so it would be in team talks, and Peter Sauce and Timmy would be like, Tom, so in Extra Man, we that play, we tapped from, Christian's involved in that one, tapped from 1 to 2 to 2. To 2, and I'm just like they're just giving like all these little subtle hints for weeks, and Dad's just like not picking up on anything, thank God. And then eventually I just got dacked by Johnny Neesham, I think, on the side of the pool, and then tattoo came out. Young decisions, girls, my daughters, don't ever get tattoo.
Any thoughts about that tattoo at all, Tom?
No,
What-
juvenile.
What came to your head first when you saw it?
I told him that if I found a tattoo, I'd scrape it off with a razor.
Hence my trepidation around letting that.
So when he came back, they said I actually overheard in the change shed. I was having a pee, and they were in there showering. And Hoadie doesn't know Christian's got a tattoo on him, and I couldn't because I'd seen him in Bathurst and he had no tattoo. And then I twigged or heard whether Johnny Neesham dobbed him in or what, it doesn't matter.
And there was another one where I went and played in Italy with Harry Miller again when I was for 2 months in Year 9 in Civitavecchia, which is the port of Rome. We were over there. Harry and I lived with the family. I got a ear pierced. Which one? I can't remember which one. However, it was the left one. So, and then I think something, I don't know how you found out, but something happened, and then I remember on the phone, Dad said, because Dad was coming over for the World Championships that were in Rome, and Dad's like, if I see you got an earring, I'll rip it out of your ear. Do you remember that? And I had to take the earring out before you arrived.
That was fair enough too.
And Christian, you were at Aquinas.
Yep.
And what was your team like back then?
Pretty good. Me, Timmy, Pete Tresice, Laurie Treadle. Yeah, that was
Harry Miller.
Yeah, Harry. Yeah.
Harry
So our
and
starting
I.
team was essentially almost a starting team for the Australian junior team.
Yeah. And so what was that comp like back then? Were you all
We just demolished it.
dominating? Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple of obviously really good players in Christchurch, Scotch, Hale, and Guildford. They all had their own, one or two players, but we just demolished them. In fact, we all got in a bit of trouble because we ended up playing the All-Star team and beating them by 30 goals. But we were playing, we were a bit arrogant. We were playing Guildford. I can't remember who we were playing. Might not have been Guildford or Trinity maybe. And we started to really sort of take the piss a bit. So I think I got on Pete's shoulders. He jumped up. I got the ball behind. Really just, you look at people, dickheads, really. But we were just young and stupid and sort of having fun, but also bored probably.
Yeah.
And some of us got Saturday detention for it. So for just unsportsmanlike behaviour, which we probably deserved, but then I think for the Saturday detention, Brother Paul, God bless him, just said, "Here are the keys to the pool. Go have a swim." So
And was Tom coaching that team? Or who was?
no, I think Kells might have been. Was Kells coaching that team? I think Kells might have been coaching that team, or maybe not. He might have left Aquinas by then. Well, I can't remember whoever it was.
Yeah,
I think it might have been an old boy, but yeah.
'Cause I don't know if Mum coached you, but she coached a 7, 8, 9 team with all that crew in it. She just said she didn't need to do a thing. Even when all of you were in year 8 or 9, they were just dominating then. Yeah. It's definitely probably one of the best teams to go through the PSA system.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Christian, is there any lessons that Tom taught you at a young age, or any fathering tips or things that you've implemented in your fatherhood in your life?
Oh,
I can tell you
yeah.
one.
Look, gardening for one. Dad was a green thumb.
One, when I had 5 kids, and they were all, I think, at about the same time at private schools. And it's not cheap. I was on a water polo coach as salary, which a bit more than a school teacher, but not much. And I was, I think, president of the old boys at Aquinas, and I went out to Brother Paul, and I had come out because I was in those days it was 3 terms, not 4 terms, and I was...
Pretty sure it was 4 terms.
I was 2 terms behind in payment, and I went on April the 1st, I remember, and said to the headmaster, "Here's the money, I'm up to scratch now, but I'm not ahead of myself." He said, "That's okay." And then I said, "While I'm here, I'll go and see where my son is." And I've gone up to Trezise and said, "Peter, where's Christian?" This is at lunchtime. And he said, "He's in his boarder's cubicle." I said, "What do you mean in his boarder's cubicle? He's a day boy." He has commandeered, after swim training in the morning, gone and got a boarder's breakfast and come up to some young university student who was in charge of the boarding house, and some farmer's son hadn't turned up for the beginning of the year, and Christian said, "I might need that just to have a little bit of a kip before school after training." He went in there and slept every day till 1 o'clock.
Jesus.
Never going to class, not doing anything for which I'm paying good money.
Still passed.
And I said, how long has this been going on? And it had been going on since it was April 1st, since February 1st. 2 months, hadn't attended any morning classes and turned up after lunch, fresh as a breeze, to do 2 units for the day. And all the dumb school teachers thought, "Oh, Christian must have stopped doing this subject and crossed him off." No one checked up. And the headmaster was so embarrassed, and I went back and I was pissed right off. I said to him, "You should return all the money to me." Yeah. I didn't insist, but I should have. He should have.
Pretty good.
I reckon it was great ingenuity from my
yeah, pretty good negotiation tactics.
Great.
And common sense,
a hot
intuition.
breakfast, bit of a kip. It was great.
And I pulled him out of the school on April 1, said, "Home, if you think I'm paying whatever it is," and he was on on any scholarship or anything. I was paying cash.
What year was this?
God knows, whatever year you're in. Last year at Aquinas.
Oh, last year.
98.
He had to go and pass his ATAR or TE or whatever it was called, and then actually got through Teachers College. How, I don't know.
At least he was going to swimming though.
Yeah.
Going to swim training.
Yeah, there's a positive.
Yeah.
Could play water polo though.
Yeah. See?
I'm sure he got into teachers' college because he had a penis. There were
Because his last name was Hoad.
there were 100.
You can't say that, Dad. You can't say I got into university because I had a penis. What the fuck?
That's the truth.
It's because he was intelligent.
There were 8 guys or 6 men, and the rest were 116 girls.
That's why I selected that course.
This is another smart play.
Oh, Dad. I got into that. There were very few males doing primary school teaching. So they always wanted more males in there. But having a penis had really nothing to do with it, Dad. That was just an added bonus on my behalf. Oh, that's gold.
That's good. That's funny.
And so, Christian, who's been some of your favourite player to play with?
Oh, that's look. Obviously, with my mates, that core group, I still play with them today. I love that. But we had, you guys probably didn't know this, and we talked about that top 7.
Yeah.
We had some of the players you guys probably don't even know we had. So we had one season Balázs Vince, who was a Hungarian captain for. He missed out on the Sydney Olympics, but previous 3 years I was playing. He was a Hungarian captain, great player. We had Chema Embarca, who was the left-hander from the Spanish team that won gold in '96.
Yeah.
And I played with him in Club Natación Catalunya in Barcelona, and so he come and played with us, a left-hander. Norbert Hinansky,
Yes.
dual Olympian, gold medalist.
Triple
Olympic gold medalist. Norby come and played for us for a season. Kish played for us at the Tom Hoad Cup.
Yeah.
Probably one, arguably the best left-hander to almost ever play the game.
Damn.
So,
Did you ever play with some guy I've heard about, maybe something Park, apparently he could use both hands or something?
Yang Yong.
Yeah, Yang Yong.
Yanga. Yeah.
Did you play with him?
Yeah, I played with Yanga.
I've heard rumors
Yeah.
about him. I've never.
So Yanga was very good at left and right hand. Very amazing legs. Like could jump out to his knees.
Yeah, he had a colossal. He used to do a lot of leg exercises of flexibility to push down this way to get his leg strength, and he had great vertical elevation. And we played in the Olympic qualification in Perth in
87.
'87, and he scored. He was playing for China, and he scored 5 or 6 goals off the post with left and right hand. We won 9-6, and that. So we got him out here, and he's here to this day.
Oh, he's still in Perth.
He still lives in Perth. Yeah.
Oh.
And occasionally comes down the pool, not very often now, but he had wonderful vertical elevation, as good as anybody I've seen, and he wasn't that tall, but he could throw left and right hand off the post, so he could play on the left-hander's posts where he could come up that way and take them both way from both sides, really getting out to his bathers.
Pretty good skill to have.
Pardon?
Pretty good skill to have. You don't see that often.
No, you don't.
You see it in other sports where they can shoot on their left and right, but not with your arms.
So yeah, playing with those guys was, when you think about that level was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into Christian's top 7?
Top 7.
Yeah. Can we get your Fremantle Mariners all-time
Top 7? And so what?
Doesn't have to be the best ever players, just like your favorite the team that you would want to play with to win a flag or something like that.
Well, I have one. So
yeah,
no,
it's like the prime team you could put in.
Oh, look, it's actually really difficult. So if you have to look at it, you either go objectively or you just go look. So if I go positions, like if I go extra man,
you can't put yourself at every position.
I wouldn't even put myself. So I'd go Petra Sauce on 2 post. I'd go Chema and Barca number 3, Timmy 4. I'd probably go
Chairman Barker. That's a name we haven't heard yet.
Yeah. So he was a left-hand gold medalist.
At one stage last year or 2 years ago, he was president of Catalunya.
Yeah. At one, I'd say Peter Petrov.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the top two now probably would be Aaron Younger, and I would probably say Beadsworth.
Big Beadsworth.
Yep. They would be my...
So what is it? Just quickly.
So
Goalkeeper?
Goalkeeper would probably be Lasage.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Tom Lasage.
Mate,
He was he in goals when you were playing?
At the early stage, and then obviously, pardon me, Laurie. Yeah, but from an enjoyment point of view, I would have my Timmy, Pete, me, Laurie, Johnny, all those boys in there.
Yeah.
But if I had to,
You
pick
can
a
do
team,
that starting seven, put all you boys on the bench to come on.
That's it. Yeah, but that's the team that I would have
Okay.
in the water.
Sick. Sweet.
Yeah.
With Tom, when you were playing, it might be a dumb question, but so was it you would have just played for like WA or something like that? It wasn't Fremantle Mariners.
No, there was no Fremantle Mariners. We played.
So that's why we can't put you in the team.
No, I don't want to be in the team.
Who would your top seven be? Is Dad top seven?
No, I don't think we got a top 7 from you.
I went out for coffee with John Ryan. John Ryan was an Olympic swimmer who played in Tokyo and also won a bronze or a silver medal, I've forgotten which, at the Commonwealth Games in Jamaica. And he played 1 year for us. He swam down at Bicton, and he later played a bit for Dolphins. But we were much inferior to Dolphins, the Hammond brothers, and the goalkeeper was State in the state team, and we won John in a preliminary game before the finals. Stan Hammond, who was in the Olympic team in 64, 64. They only had one referee in those days, right? So it was Cliff Hill, and you couldn't see much.
Some dirty stuff going on under the water there.
And there was a lot of grabbing hold. And I said to Stan Hammond, who was in the Olympic team with me, if you grab hold of me and hold me under, I'm going to whack you and they'll carry you out of the pool. Anyway.
Like that.
Pardon?
It's just like that. It's on business.
And he did, and he grabbed me, and I said, I've told you once, Stan, not again. And he grabbed me again. And when he came up, he had a big grin on his face, and I split his jaw open from there to there. And it was, unfortunately, it was unpleasant for me, justifiably, because it was a big photo on the back page of the West Australian with Stan Hammond bleeding and stitched up. Anyway, we went into the grand final, and they were better than us. They had Graham Samuels, Alan Charleston, the two Hammond brothers, another one, the goalkeeper was Laurie Dewar, and Johnny Ryan, who was a swimmer mainly, swum the ball and somehow went down and scored the first goal. We were 1 up. He was a good swimmer, so he won the swim and he went through. And Stan Hammond couldn't play because he's stitched up. He's been to hospital. And his brother said, Hoadie, I'm going to get you. If I do nothing else, you're gone. I'm going to smash you.
So there was no suspension or anything for you after that?
I managed it. I said to the board, I'd never been before the tribunal in whatever it is, 15 years or something. And I said, I'm going to defend myself if someone tried to drown me. Yeah. And they let me off because of that with a warning, which was very lucky, I might tell you. And anyway, Bobby Hammond, Stan's brother, was playing in the grand final. We are 1-0 up. and they were going to beat us if we played regularly by 6 goals. And Robbie Hammond said, Hoadie, I'm going to get you. And the referee's there, and he's there, and I'm here. And I said, you've been talking about this for so long, Robbie. Here, don't fart around. Whack me now. And he rose out to his bathers and went off. And I ducked my head and just grazed the top of my head. And he was then out for the game. In those days, it wasn't just 20 minutes. His team went ape at him for being a complete idiot, and we won 3-2 with an extra man for the whole of the game. We would never have won that premiership in a million years.
Jeez.
And even Stan Hammond was so crooked on his brother for being a half-wit, which cost Dolphins the premiership.
Wow.
Harsh.
Both of them are dead now, so I'm speaking ill of the dead. But Stan was in the Olympic team in 1964 in Tokyo.
Found a way to win.
We had 5 in Western Australia. We won that with Billy McAtee, Les Nunn, Graham Samuels, myself and Stan Hammond. We got 5 in the National Olympic team, which was picked at the Australian Championships, which was played in state. So we won that in Brisbane and got the most in, and we should have got Alan Charleston in as the 6th.
So, Dad, who would your top 7, if you had to pick a top starting 7 for Mariners that you coached and was coached up until right now, who would you pick?
Difficult to say.
Just watch that microphone, Dad.
Difficult to say. I haven't thought about that, and I'm not inclined to
Okay.
think so.
Chris,
I
do you want to get that, Dad, or you want to get that, or
No.
Just gonna let it ring out.
I'll let it ring out. So I'm reluctant to comment. I think that's a bit tricky for me.
Christian, could we get we might do a couple of questions here. Maybe one word to describe Tom.
eccentric?
Eccentric.
I think Dad's a little eccentric, but in a good way.
Yep. Tom, one
different.
word to describe Christian.
Pain in the ass.
That's 3.
That's 4 actually. Pain
Four,
in
oh.
the ass. Yeah. So I'll just say in. Can you pick one?
When you look back in 20 or 30 years, what do you both hope they remember about the Hoad story?
My story's coming to an end pretty quickly, I'm afraid, but so I won't last that. I don't know how long I'll last. So we'll see how we go.
I think. Oh, look. I mean, Dad's not me, but Dad's done a lot for I think water polo in general for the
100%.
state,
Yeah,
for the country.
absolutely.
So that's his legacy, not mine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's as long as you're the Hoad legacy. I mean, I got 4 daughters, so none of them will end up carrying my name, but that's irrelevant. But I think if you say you're good people, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter how much sport you play, how many Olympic games you went to, how many caps you got. That's irrelevant as long as you're a good bloke or a good person. You look after yourself, and that's the best thing about water polo, right? I don't care what I won, what I lost. That's irrelevant. I mean, that hurts. You think about it, but in the scheme of things, it's irrelevant. I mean, I'm still lucky that I still get to hang out with my mates and go down the club. And the club, water polo is very family orientated, right? But it's also in the sense of non-family. So you got your club. Even if you have arguments, even if you disagree with people, everyone's always got your back. But also sings true to the greater water polo community. I think in Australia, it's there's still that. Whether you're competing against people or you don't have the same views as someone, but it's still very, I think, looking after each other is a very core value of water polo, I think.
Yeah. And so, Tom, when you look back now, what do you think is one of your most proud achievements, not as a player or coach, but as a father?
Oh,
Sorry?
Your proudest achievement as a father, not a player or a coach.
Well, I've got 4 other children, in case I ignore them.
No, that's part of it, yeah.
just bloody ignore them.
What? one caused me probably more hassles than most of the others.
Did you always want to send Christian to Aquinas?
Pardon?
Did you always want to send Christian to Aquinas?
Well,
Yeah.
I went there as
Yeah.
a 7-year-old. I was the youngest kid in the school when I arrived at Aquinas.
Well, year 12 was the best 3 years of my life.
Pardon?
Year 12 was the best 3 years of my life at Aquinas. Great.
You slept all day.
I having my 21st there. It was good.
Christian, what's something about Tom that other people wouldn't know or expect?
Oh, that's a hard one. Well, he's quite religious. I don't know if people know that. Like, he's quite of faith.
Yeah.
I don't know if many people know. Would many people know that, Dad?
I don't know. I don't put it up on a sign around my head and say I'm religious. Here I am. I'm coming.
Well, you sure you had a shirt on the other day saying I love Jesus?
Oh, I have not.
Yeah, I don't know. He's quite religious or I think or spiritual. That's probably one thing.
Yep.
He's great in the garden. I think.
We heard that earlier.
Yeah, no. So I think he's probably one thing. He's quite religious, and he's.
You've said that twice.
Well, I'm trying to think what else I can say without bloody giving the farm away. You know?
And what do you think's the biggest thing you've learned from each other over the years?
Oh, probably faith. I think it's probably seeing Dad go through what he's going through, but also be pretty positive about it. That's a good life lesson. I think that we're all, flesh and blood, and that there's a stage that we all have that they'll be irrelevant. So that's probably one thing that I've noticed is that faith is extremely important, whatever that faith may be for someone.
Yeah. What's something, either of you can answer this, what's something the other person does that always makes you laugh?
Christian can make me laugh because he has got a reasonable wit. But he can also be I won't
Pain
go
in
into it.
It's a bit of a trend there. I think Dad just sometimes has what do they call it? EQ? Is it EQ?
I think EQ,
Yeah.
What's
emotional.
EQ?
Emotional, what is it?
I think like emotional intelligence.
Emotional
I don't know,
intelligence. Like saying before that the only reason I got into university was because I had a penis. That's a prime example of...
Of common sense.
but
Because you wouldn't have if you didn't get in there on intellectual
He's not
capacity
going to let that go.
or an examination
Dad,
result.
you can't hold on to the penis. Let it go. Please don't edit that out, by the way.
Oh, limited. And what's both of your favourite pools you've ever played in?
Oh, so obviously Bicton's up there, but there's two that comes to mind. Is it Olympic? Is it in Greece? The one on the water, Olympikos? Vulimeni, yeah. Because I know that the Twins also played there as well. But I remember having a game there, 98 maybe. But also a pool I just went to, which I didn't play in, but I just went in for a swim in Katvat or Savtat? Savtat in Croatia was just phenomenal. Absolutely amazing.
That was in the sea.
In the sea, but just most stunning.
Oh, I think I've seen photos of that then. If that's like the iconic one in Croatia.
It's just
in the
sensational.
ocean.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And they've produced from that little town of Savtat, which is a village near Dubrovnik, Fatovic, Paolo Oblenko, and there's been about 20 Olympians have grown up in Savtat.
Yeah.
Abramovich and others, many great players. The Suknos, one still coach of Recco. The father won a gold medal, is a good friend of mine, and the son is a nice bloke, serious player.
Yep.
Aaron can say how good a coach he was. He is, because he's still coaching in Recco. I'll ask him when I see him.
Yeah. What do you think your biggest shared achievement has been? Could be water polo related or non-water polo related.
Well, I guess shared experience. Dad has, I guess, is probably my kids.
Yep.
Yep.
And what has something water polo's taught you that applies to life outside the pool?
I think you can't take it. I mean, you can't take it too seriously. I think in the scheme of things, water polo is great, winning's great, but what's more important is probably the lessons and the friendships you learn. I think, and that's in life as well. Like, you're not going to win everything. You're not going to be the best at everything.
Yeah.
But it's how you take it, and that's a prime example. I think now, Dad going through what he's going through is that you got to be positive and take it with as best as you can. Is a really hard thing to do, but it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tom, if Christian listens to this years from now, what's one message you'd want him to hear?
One message?
One message you want him to hear.
I haven't thought for a long-term advice to my son. He didn't take much short-term advice. There's not much point in elaborating on what it's going to be in 50 years' time. How will you be, Christian?
Maybe you could say, son, that I've left a book of all my financial and advices that I'll leave to you.
I couldn't say that either, unless it gets lost in with the gardening tips.
Yeah.
Christian, what's one thing you'd want Tom to know that maybe you haven't said before?
I think that, everyone in the whole water polo fraternity has such respect for Dad, and that we all love him, and that his grandkids love him, and all his kids love him. So it's, that's a good way to be.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of kids. Pretty much every kid at Water Polo at Melville, Bigton knows you, adores you, loves you. So got a big community.
I don't know who half of them are, but
They know you, Tom.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the GOAT.
Didn't you call Elijah Eliza for 2 years while you were coaching him?
what did I call him?
Elijah Eliza? Elijah Nation?
Yeah, I
didn't
feel
you?
like
I've heard that story where for 2 years you called him
Eliza.
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 Yeah.
No, I always called him Elijah, but it's slurred. And
Is that after a couple of Moscatos or
No, not
Couple
particularly.
rosés.
I love
and
that.
a
couple of
Red bottle.
rosés?
I love
Dad,
that. So when Christian was born, you were in the bottom of the boat, passed out on the dance floor, and he was popping out at the same time.
I
the other side of the
was
world.
on the dance
Drinking resin? You crazy mofo.
Retsina, because you couldn't sleep in the bowels of the boat.
Did you pass out before you got a text
No,
message
I
saying he's
didn't
born, or after?
pass out.
Text message, mate. This is like 1980. You would have said, Mum sent a picture.
The pigeon said word,
Pigeon
and he
said a
says
word.
the bottle.
Tweet, tweet.
Well, it's always a pleasure having the Hoads on the podcast. A lot to do.
It's
busy
been
day.
fun. Big fan of the podcast, so keep it
Thank
up.
you.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any next guests, Christian? You got any ideas? Who would you like to see?
Look, I'd
interviewed
like
on
to
the
look.
pod?
It's the Wharfie time, maybe. And look, this is probably just me speaking. Why don't you get some of the ladies on?
Yeah.
I reckon
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Yeah, we'd be down as long if they want to.
Maybe
Feel free to.
reach out to some of the Marlins.
Remember, I was trying to do post game
Shaz on
interviews
for
a
an
few years
episode
ago.
as
No
well.
one was coming over. So I was like, okay.
I was scared of you.
I reckon they'll. I reckon
We'll ask
good
them all
looking young
about.
roosters like you.
We'll ask them all about how good Christian was at coaching.
maybe don't do that, but
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, sweet as.
Well, thanks very much,
thanks for having us.
Christian and Tom, and enjoy the rest of your days.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you.
Came back for another episode. That's been Wharfie Pod, episode 6, father and son, Tom and Christian Hoad.
Yeah, boy.
Peace.
Let's get on the chooks.